What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 13, Episode 11. So, the ladies are taking a trip to Ojai for Anne-Marie's birthday. Kyle said, listen, since Anne-Marie has been in a group, it has been nothing but chaos. I want us to have a nice day where we can all hang out and hopefully not, fight, okay? So the ladies show up at Kyle's house. They get on a sprinter and they head on up to Ojai. Now I'm not sure how far Ojai is from the Beverly Hills, LA area, but I'm gonna say probably an hour or two. It looks like they had a nice little ride. Now it looks like it's a cute little resort tourist town type situation. They had like a little main street with shops and stuff. I like that olive oil place. I like different types of olive oils because I like olive oil. Even though I don't eat bread like I used to, I like cooking with olive oil as well. So I would probably spend some money there. Daggone Dorit, of course, she walk up in there and she starts speaking Italian because, of course, we can't go a season without Dorit speaking in another language, child. Then the ladies went into a store where Kyle bought up the damn shop. She said, listen, I like to shop. I can't help myself, okay? I have an issue. I have a problem. I will find something to buy. She said, I shop online. I shop in the mall. I just shop. So Kyle had all of the bags. But it looks like the ladies were having a good time. And then they go and they have lunch. And they're actually having a really good lunch. We found out, unfortunately, Erica's not there because she had the Roni Rome. Sutton let the ladies know that she was being that the guy that she went on a date and that he actually asked her on a second date, and things so far so good. Like, knock on wood, things are going pretty well. Okay. Then we're at lunch and they play a game, and the game is, I don't know, something about, basically it was truth or dare, and they were daring people to do nasty stuff. So Sutton kissed it was they had at a wine, they went to a winery. And I don't mean no harm, but Kyle, you had wine in that glass, unless it was grape juice. Cause your glass was red. It had red stuff in it. I mean, um, um, white wine. Now, unless they gave you apple juice or something, or sparkling, but I saw something in Kyle's glass. But neither here nor there. But the ladies are having a good time, and like I said, Sutton had to kiss Kyle, and Sutton licked Kyle's foot, and I mean, they did all kinds of crazy stuff, but it was fun. And then they got to talking about dating and who would you date and would you date this, and they asked, would you Kyle got to talking about her relationship and saying, listen, this is more my speed these days. Like, I like to do adventurous things. I like to canoe. I like to hike. I like to do go to Aspen and ski. And basically, when Portia graduates from high school, I really think I'm going to move out of the city area. No, notice she didn't say nothing about Mauricio. So then they talked about dating and stuff like that. And, Kyle was like, I think one of the questions was, would you ever date a woman? And Kyle was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I would. Now, I feel like if Erica was there, Erica would have answered the question the same way. Garcelle said she would, Then they talked about men and social media, and Kyle again let them know that she had, that's a conversation she's had with Mauricio, that she's had a problem with Mauricio, basically liking women's pictures, responding to women who slide into his DMs. She just felt like it was inappropriate, and she said that, she did talk to him about it, right? She didn't like it. We get back to, so again, they had a good time. We get back to LA and we have this really cringy scene where we see Garcelle talking to her sons about sex. It's not cringy because I'm cringy about sex. It was just cringy because I feel like Garcelle, again, I just hate, I'm like, Garcelle, girl, like, to me, she's just being way too lenient with them boys. But who am I? I'm getting a 5-minute glimpse into their daily life. But I don't know. But anyway, she was talking to them about sex because the one boy got the girlfriend and the other boy sound like he doing what he doing. And at one point in time, it sounds like he was telling her to mind her business. But I don't want to put words in his mouth. But baby, that's how I interpreted what he said. He sort of caught himself. Like, he remembered, oh shoot, the camera's right there. But I mean, he basically was telling her to mind her business. Okay. the one that I think got a smart mouth anyway. So then we have Dorit and PK having a therapy session. And listen, they talk about the miscommunication that they have going on between the two of them right now. Dorit doesn't feel like PK really understands her PTSD, and PK is like, I don't. His thing is, I understand you're dealing with trauma from the break-in. What I don't understand is that everything that is happening is not connected to PTSD. At least not how I feel. They talked about when they went out on a date and how Dorit complained about everything and how she started talking about, well, well, what about this and what about that? Well, does he have my stylist? Does he have the right makeup? Why did he get the presidential suite? Why do we have a regular room? And his thing was, I understand trauma, but does trauma make you ungrateful? Does trauma make you overbearing? Does trauma make you a control freak? And the therapist was able to explain how some of the things that Dorit is doing might be connected to PTSD. But what PK was saying was, no, this is who she's always been. And at a certain point, what PK was saying was, listen, Dorit didn't always used to be this bad. Like, there was always a level there, but it wasn't this heightened. And if that is why it's heightened now, is because of the trauma, then let's work it out. But some of it, I just don't know if it's because we're just getting older and we're just evolving in separate directions. It seemed like at the end of this conversation, they ended on a good space. They were laughing. But I really feel like the problem is still there, because I feel like PK is just over Dorit. He said, she didn't used to be this. Basically what it is y'all, the more money I have, the more Dorit demands, right? You know what I mean? Like, when we didn't have a lot of money, it was cool. I'm gonna use an example. When we didn't have a lot of money, I cleaned the house, and then we got a little bit of money, and we had a housekeeper once a week. Then we had a little bit more money, and now we have a housekeeper and a chef. Then we have a little bit more money, and we have a housekeeper, a chef, and an au pair. And it's like, the more money we have, the more demanding you are, and it's almost like you've become accustomed to this lifestyle, and it's hard. Like, it's too much now. Pampered, spoiled. I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's escaping me right now. But I understood what PK was saying. Like, I really did. I really understood what he was saying. Especially seeing Dorit on the show these last few years or whatever. Like, you really be doing a lot, Dorit. Like, your whole glam squad. You know what I mean? Like, her fly. Like, the whole glam squad and stuff like that is just a lot. It's a lot. So, a couple of episodes ago, Kyle told us about her best friend / I believe it was her manager, who had taken her own life. And so Kyle is having a event in her memory for mental health awareness, and of course she invited all the ladies. Now Teddy is there, Morgan is there, because baby Teddy is her best friend, okay? And if Kyle ain't gonna do nothing else, she gonna get Teddy a cameo in a season, okay? Morgan is there. Morgan is performing at the event. Mauricio is not there. And a lot of people are like, oh, I find it very telling that Mauricio's not here, but Morgan is. And, I think that's just sending a signal, that's sending a message or whatever. And then, of course, we had to dissect the lyrics. I think, to be honest with you, I think Kyle is playing this whole Morgan thing up. Like, when she was sitting there performing, Kyle is standing there like when she's doing like her sound check, and Kyle is standing there and staring at her and smiling. There was a point where they were like feeding each other. Kyle was eating food off of her plate, and they were like feeding each other. Like, I think that there's something going on between Kyle and Morgan? Maybe. But do I think that Kyle is absolutely playing it up for her storyline? Absolutely. Now, Kyle is producing a documentary on Morgan, so of course it's in her best interest to drum up as much conversation, controversy, drama, whatever word you want to fill in the blank right there, on Morgan as possible. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, of course, all the ladies are there except for Erica, because, again, Erica is sick, so she's not there. Anne-Marie is there. She's having a conversation with Crystal and with Garcelle. And she's like, so, you guys, I really think we need to talk about Sutton. And Garcelle was like, girl, what about Sutton? Well, I just think, we really need to talk about Sutton because, you know, um, this condition that she claims to have, it's just not real. And I talked to, some doctors, and they said that that what's going on with Sutton, it could be a lot of different things. It could mean a lot of different things. It could be an eating disorder. And Crystal was like, so you trying to say she has an eating disorder? And Marie was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Girl, you literally just said it. Production rolled it back. Girl, you literally said it could be an eating disorder. Um, so then when Sutton comes over there, y'all know they brought it up to let Sutton know, and Sutton was like, "Girl, what? Like, why are we still talking about my esophagus? Like, I'm not understanding why you are so concerned about me and my esophagus." Especially, we are here at a mental health event about, for Kyle. Like, why are we even having this conversation? Why is this even a thing? And Garcelle checked her about it. Garcelle and Crystal sort of kind of checked her a little bit, but of course, when Sutton came over there, again, it had to be talked about. And Anne Marie really acts like she is somebody's doctor. Girl, you are nobody's doctor. You are a whole nurse. You are not nobody's damn doctor. Like, what are we doing here? And Garcelle did go over and tell Sutton, and of course, then Dorit was like, Garcelle is just stirring up trouble. Garcelle is starting trouble. Why would you come over here and do that? Especially here, especially at this event. Because Sutton needed to know that Anne Marie was over there talking shit. I mean, I get it. The event that they were at was a very, very somber mood or whatever. It really wasn't a place to have drama. But Anne Marie is over there insinuating some things about my friend, and I think my friend needs to know. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. Dorit was watching and peeping Morgan and Kyle all night, honey. She ain't take her eyes off of them. And I think Dorit feels some way about about this Kyle Morgan thing for two reasons. One, I think she thought with Lisa Renegon that maybe she was sliding to that number 2 spot, and now that Kyle is having this rebirth and sober and doing all of these things, and she's doing them with Morgan and not with Dorit, I think Dorit feels some kind of way about it. But anyway, that was pretty much the episode. You guys let me know what y'all think, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.